So in this online lecture, I'll show you how to write organized topic sentences. In other words, how to take all those examples from your rhetorical analysis journals and how to group them effectively into paragraphs and to signal that grouping and that sense of organization in your topic sentences. So I think it's important to make note of these pages in CEA book. So this would be chapter 4 in Crafting Expository Argument. Some really great pages because you get so many more examples and explanations of these examples, how to write topic sentences, how to group your examples into paragraphs. So our specific objective here is to be able to write effective topic sentences that are going to be organized according to either time, place, idea definition, idea categories classification, idea analogy comparison, cause effect, and or comparison contrast. And I stress and or to really stress that you can certainly do a combination of any of these methods, as I'll stress here at the end of the lecture. In other words, you can organize your topic sentences according to, for example, time and place. So something to keep in mind. So I think it'd be a good idea to import these slides from this lecture into Notability. And what you can do at some point is go through and using highlighters, highlight the language that I'll be pointing out in these topic sentences so that you can refer to them later. Okay, well, let's go ahead and give you our first key concept here, and that is that an effective topic sentence has two primary components or parts. So just like a thesis statement has to have specific parts in it, for a thesis statement we have to have three parts in it: a subject, a topic, and an associative claim. A topic sentence has to first have a really effective organizational choice. And so that is the part of the sentence, it's language in the sentence that you're using to show the reader or to tell the reader how you're organizing or grouping the evidence into your body paragraphs and thus your essay. The second component or part that a topic sentence has to have is an aspect of a thesis statement or of your thesis statement. And basically what this is it's words in your topic sentence that you're using to really explicitly connect back to your thesis statement. In other words, it's oftentimes just words that are synonymous with the association words that you have in your claim, in your thesis statement. Topic sentence in the end has these two very important parts. So the formula for a very effective topic sentence then is an organizational choice plus an aspect of a thesis statement. So again, you have 7 options for how you want to organize your examples into paragraphs into your essay. And your first option is time chronology, or if you remember, logos. This is an appeal to logos. I'm going to walk you through how to go about organizing examples possibly from your rhetorical analysis journals according to time or chronology. So all it means to organize according to time chronology is to organize evidence according to the order of when it occurs, when it happens in the text. So however the text is organized, whether it be stanzas, for example, for a poem, chapters, the Odyssey is organized into books and sections. The play 12 Angry Men is organized into acts, scenes, etc. And so for 12 Angry Men, if you want to group according to chronology, it is possible that you group examples according to Act 1 and then examples according to Act 2. So if you look at these model topic sentences here, what you'll notice then is that this blue language here, that's where the writer has signaled their organizational choice. In this case, chronology. They've grouped their examples according to Chapter 1 and according to Chapter 3 of this particular novel, which in this case is Lord of the Flies. And then what they've also done is they've had to be sure to use language that connects us back to the thesis statement. And so all this green language here is connecting us back to both the claim and also to the topic that's in that sentence. So be sure that you highlight both the organizational choice and the aspect of the thesis in these topic sentences. A second option is to group your examples according to place or setting. I'll admit that this option might not be the greatest. I mean, if you think about 12 Angry Men, the entire play takes place in one setting. I suppose it's possible to group them according to different parts of that jury room, you know, the washroom, near the window, at the table, etc. But I really do think that this particular option is not going to be an apparent one, more than likely, for this particular argument. So all it means to organize your evidence according to place or setting is now, instead of organizing it according to when it happens, which is chronology or time, you're going to organize it according to where it happens in the text. So what specific location, what specific setting did the evidence happen in? So if you look at our example topic sentences here, what you'll notice is that this blue language, the writer has decided to organize their examples according to very particular locations. So the evidence in the first body paragraph is organized according to the home of Joe and Mrs. Joe in Great Expectations. In the second body paragraph, it's organized according to the Pockets' home. And then we see them do a very good job of connecting back to the idea of virtues and vices in the thesis statement. This language of truth, innocence connects back to virtues, and then idleness and self-centeredness connects back to vices. So be sure that you label the organizational choice here, that is the places, the setting, and the aspect of the thesis statement, this green highlighted language. So while time and place, those two organizational methods, are pretty straightforward, it starts to get pretty complicated now, or more complex, I should say, with your options for how to organize according to idea. You have 5 ways that you can organize your evidence according to idea, and the first option being organizing according to definition. So be sure that you read these sentences carefully here and the thesis statement, and I'll explain exactly how they organize according to definition in these sentences. So all it means to organize according to definition is that what you're going to try to do is that you're going to try to define an idea from your thesis statement. In other words, you're really going to try to define a very specific word or a really specific phrase that's in the thesis statement. And you're going to have a different definition, and I really stress a very different definition in each topic sentence. So let's take a look at these topic sentences organized according to definition, and I'll explain to you how exactly they execute this organizational pattern. So in this thesis statement, and specifically in these topic sentences, what this writer has decided to do is define this idea of leadership in each topic sentence. And so this blue highlighting, these are the definitions that they've decided to name in each topic sentence. And so the first definition of leadership is an ability to restrain emotion. And then the second definition of leadership is recognizing that those who commit crimes must receive consequences. So they have really two, and again, very different, very distinct definitions in each of these topic sentences. And then you also notice that they're doing a good job of really explicitly connecting back to the thesis statement. And then these definitions inherently connect back to that language in the thesis statement. So these are really well executed topic sentences organized according to definition. It's probably important now to just maybe make note of the fact of how important it is to, if you're going to make an attempt to write a definition essay or group your examples according to definition, that you really need to rely heavily on your evidence in your rhetorical analysis journals. And I mean, all of these choices require you relying heavily on your evidence, but what I'm trying to say is that these definitions, you have to see them emerging in your examples. They have to be really clear to you that they're coming through, and really rely on example by example. You know, what's the definition coming through in this example, in the second example, in the third example, and you've got to let your examples organically help you group in that way. So a second way that you can organize your evidence according to idea is classification categories. And so read these sentences carefully here, and I'll show you how the writer has classified or categorized an idea from the thesis statement. So all it means to organize according to categories or classification is you're going to classify or categorize an idea from the thesis statement. Again, maybe it's a single word, or maybe it's a phrase, a group of words. And you're going to have a really distinct category in each topic sentence. Again, a really different category in each topic sentence. So really now, instead of defining an idea from a thesis statement, you're going to try to categorize or classify it. So these topic sentences are organized according to categories, classification, and specifically what the writer is trying to do is categorize or classify this idea, location in the journey toward maturity. And so the first category is this blue language here, impressionable stage of childhood, and then the second category is the contemplative stage of pre-adolescence. And so he or she has named these very distinct classifications or categories of this journey toward maturity. And then what you also see them doing really well is using language that connects us back to the language in the thesis statement. And so we have a really effective topic sentence because they signal classification really well, and then they're being sure that they're using words to constantly connect us back to our claim and our topic and our thesis. So a third option for idea is analogy comparison. And so here we have a really excellent thesis statement for the Odyssey, and then topic sentences in support of the thesis statement. So read these sentences very carefully, and then I'll explain how the writer is organized according to analogy here. To organize according to analogy comparison, you're trying to group your examples for comparison, and so you're trying to organize your examples comparing some situation in 12 Angry Men perhaps to another text, or perhaps to a real-world issue. I will say, though, right now, because this is a rhetorical analysis of the play, I really don't want this to be an option for you. I don't want us to write an analogy or comparison essay, but I thought I should at least walk you through this particular organizational method. One option is that you can organize your evidence similarity by similarity. So maybe in the first topic sentence you focus on one similarity between the two items that you're comparing, whether it be two characters or maybe even two settings or two objects. The second topic sentence you can focus on a second similarity, and then the third you can focus on a third similarity, and so on. Another option is just simply to organize item by item, so that in the first topic sentence, let's say, you can organize according to one character, and in the second topic sentence you're going to organize according to a second character. So in grouping your examples in this way, you really are implying the comparison between the characters or the objects or the settings about which you are writing. So if you look at these sentences, then what you'll see in this blue language here is that these are all the specific similarities that the writer is going to focus on between Antinous and Eurymachus, the two suitors. So the first similarity that you see here that they name is that they're both demagogues, etc. The second similarity is that they both rule by force. The third similarity is that their positions are not stable. And then the fourth similarity is that they blame their problems of their leadership on others. And so they've chosen that first option of organizing according to specific similarities. And then what you also see them doing is they're constantly really using language in each topic sentence to connect us back to language in the thesis statement. So these are really effective topic sentences for these reasons. So a fourth option for how you can organize according to idea, and this is our sixth option total, is you can organize according to cause-effect. So if you're wanting to write a cause-effect essay, if you're wanting to say that A causes B, then this is how you could go about executing this kind of analysis or this kind of argument. So really, when you write a cause-effect essay, then what you're trying to do is you're trying to organize your examples according to cause-effect pretty simply. And so you have some options for how you can do that. One option is that you can organize cause by effect, so that in one topic sentence, in your first one, you could talk about the cause, and then in the second topic sentence, you could talk about the effect. And so you're going to talk about, these two, you're going to talk about A in topic sentence 1 and body paragraph 1, and B, the effect, in topic sentence 2, body paragraph 2. A more complicated option, a second option would be to organize cause-effect by cause-effect. So in other words, that means that in each topic sentence, you are going to focus on a distinct cause and effect. So cause-effect number 1, effect number 1 in topic sentence 1, cause 2 and effect 2 in topic sentence 2, etc. Before I go any further, I would just want to stress that writing this kind of argument is extremely challenging. It's very difficult because, as we've discussed regarding rhetoric, that there is a fallacy that can occur. There is fallacious reasoning that can occur when you're trying to argue that A caused B. Just because A came before B doesn't mean that it caused it. And so you need to be very aware of that. And again, for your 12 Angry Men arguments, this may not be a great option for organization, because we are writing a rhetorical analysis. It is possible that you can write a cause-effect argument for sure for this rhetorical analysis, but I would say that if you are at all think that you are trying to do that, I'm going to require you to conference, because I do want to make sure that you don't have any fallacious reasoning present in your argument. So if you look at the thesis statement, clearly this writer is wanting to write about cause-effect. Cause, exploring one's memory. Effect, it brings about self-improvement. And so then what this writer has chosen to do is that he or she is going to focus on a specific cause and effect in each topic sentence. And so what you see here is that first named the cause, A, reflecting on his childhood, and then the effect is understands the importance of empathizing with those less fortunate. And then in the second topic sentence, A, recalls relationship with Belle, and then the effect, the self-improvement, in other words, from the thesis statement that the writer is writing about, the self-improvement that happens underscores the importance of generosity and love. So again, this is a pretty complicated way to organize according to cause-effect, but really effective. So again, if you think you're going to write a cause-effect essay, you really need to conference with me to make sure that you're heading in the right direction with it. And our final organizational possibility for idea, our fifth one for idea, and our seventh one total here, is to organize according to comparison contrast. So read these sentences carefully, and I'll walk you through how that's being done. So all it means to organize according to comparison contrast. And understand that a lot of times when we say comparison, we don't just mean similarity, that we're meaning also differences. So when you write a comparison essay, you can focus both on similarities and or differences. So just keep that in mind. So that's basically what your goal is when you're writing topic sentences, is you're going to try to figure out a way to organize your examples according to similarities and or differences. And so here are your options for how to do that. So your first option is that you can organize similarity or contrast by similarity or contrast, so that in each topic sentence you're focusing on a really specific, and I need to stress, very different similarity and or difference. And in the second topic sentence, you're going to move on to a second similarity or difference, and then a third, and so on. So this is your first option for how to organize a comparison essay. Another option is just like when you write an analogy essay, you can organize item by item. And so if you're going to contrast, let's say, Telemachus and Antinous, then again, in one topic sentence, you focus on Telemachus, and then in another, you'll focus on Antinous. And this is probably a good time to address a question that might be popping up into your head. Wait, aren't essays supposed to have 5 paragraphs? So you're telling me that I can write an essay with only 2 body paragraphs? Yes, I am telling you that. We're no longer working in that really traditional way that you've been taught how to write essays, which is you've got to have 5 paragraphs always. That's not true. You can write a convincing argument with 2 body paragraphs only. That is possible. And in the end, it really all depends on what your ideas are. It depends on what examples you found, and it depends on how you're going to organize those examples, because writing is a very organic process. So if you look at the sentences, then what you'll notice is that each topic sentence, in this case, they're focused on a specific similarity. And so this blue language that you see here is where they're signaling the organizational choice. So similarity number 1, they're going to write about that they both commit hasty generalizations and slippery slope fallacies, etc. And then the second similarity is that they both commit ad populums and ad hominems, etc. So not only does the writer do a very effective job of signaling the comparisons, the similarities that they're going to be discussing in each of these paragraphs, but then you also see that they're sure just really simply to use some language that is connecting us back to the thesis statement very clearly. So let's synthesize really quickly the key concepts that you learned in this lecture, hopefully. First, you really need to let your evidence dictate the organization and wording of your topic sentences. This is, again, an organic process, as I've been stressing in this lecture. So if you're more comfortable, gathering your examples and letting your examples dictate organization, I think that's great. Another option is, to really write your thesis statement and go grab your examples because you already know the organizational method. That's fine too. And so working inductively or deductively, you'll have to figure out for yourself which way works best. Let your associations in column 3, that should say, rhetorical analysis journal, in your rhetorical analysis journals, really help you word your topic sentences. You've done this thinking already. Let that thinking help you craft your sentences. Also, the more quality textual examples that you gather, in your rhetorical analysis journals, the more likely it is that you're going to see one of these organizational patterns emerging. If you gather poor textual examples, if you gather examples that are not showing the ideas that you think they're showing, then you're really starting off this process in a really poor way. So you just got to be sure that you gather a lot of quality examples. Finally, it's possible to organize your textual examples according to multiple choices. For example, you could organize your topic sentences to both time and definition. You could organize your examples to both time and comparison. So both of those choices just have to be present or signaled in each of your topic sentences. So I hope this helps. If you want to sit down and conference about your topic sentences for your rhetorical analysis, by all means, go ahead and schedule one.